I don't know why those were muted. That made no sense. Okay. Okay. Should be good now. No idea why those things were muted. Literally doesn't make sense. Oh, you can hear me now, correct?
Hardcore.
Okay. I am guessing your response with the sticker means yes. Okay. After a bit of a rocky start, luckily you didn't miss anything. Here we go. Current assignment: head to Icicle Creek Lodge, small guest lodge in the deep in the Canadian Rockies of Alberta. Try to find out why so many accidents have been happening there. Woman who runs the lodge, Chantal Moique, called me out of the blue, saying that Bet Ned Rowley from Shadow Ranch had recommended me. Sounded so desperate, couldn't refuse. On her way to Edmonton to meet with her lawyers, so her handyman, Ollie Randall, will pick me up at the airport. It's been really cold and snowy, should pack accordingly. Said something about a wolf. The connection was getting really bad, barely hear her, but I'm pretty sure she used the word prowling or howling. Dangerous, be careful. Accidents, wild animals, blah, blah, blah. Just go. Here we go. Go, senior. Do it. As you can see, we have a new UI.
You were just a young thing. Well, I thought you was pulling my leg, but you're not much older than my little girl, Freddie.
Well, if one of the people at the lodge is to blame for all those accidents, Chantal thinks somebody like me has a better chance of figuring out who it is than somebody more, you know, hard-nosed.
Chantal has a bad habit of making up her mind without thinking things clear through. No need for you to tell her I said that, of course.
Is she
Tell all, honey. Tell all.
So, insurance company's giving her and her lawyers a real hard time. Left running the lodge up to me. Which is why I'm not real crazy about the idea of having somebody new underfoot, especially if something else happens.
I won't be underfoot, Mr. Randall, and I may be young, but I'm no novice when it comes to solving mysteries.
Not even close.
So you'll get to prove yourself soon enough. You hear that? Well, now,
Whoa.
what was that?
Oppenheimer. Sorry, I had to. I had to.
The bunkhouse when it exploded?
No, ma'am. Everyone here at the lodge is accounted for.
That's where Elsa and Becky had been living. Guess it was a good thing they quit after all. Elsa was my maid and Becky was my cook. Does the sheriff have any idea why the bunkhouse exploded?
He said he'd know more after the lab was done running tests on the debris he'd collected. He did say the blast was pretty powerful.
One of his deputies found the knob to the back door clear out on the highway.
That does it. Nancy, you have to find out who or what is behind these incidents, and you have to do it fast.
You sure you don't want to give your daddy a call?
My dad runs a whole chain of resorts, Ollie. If you think I'm going to admit to him that I can't handle running just one, guess again. Besides, Nancy comes highly recommended, and I'm sure she's got a foolproof plan for getting to the bottom of this. Don't you, Nancy?
She sounds so desperate.
Maybe I'd just be your new maid.
You want to be my maid?
That would give me access to everyone's room, and I could question people without making them overly suspicious.
Oh, yeah, that's an excellent idea. All right, you're my new maid. In fact, you're my new cook, too.
Whoa, 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 what?
Ollie can stop pretending he can even read a recipe, let alone follow one. You'll have even more excuses to talk to the guests, and I won't have to pay anyone.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal in Canada.
Now we're not
Nope.
until this accident thing is cleared up. So I want both of you to make sure that the 4 guests we have are well taken care of. Especially that Olympic caliber cross-country skier from Fredonia, Yanni Volstaya. The flair he brings to the lodge is just what I need to attract the European jet-setting crowd.
Okay.
I'm gonna be pretty busy trying to get rid of that wolf, Chantal.
We heard it howl last night, just before the bunkhouse blew up.
Well, do whatever you have to, Ollie. I want you to call this police detective I've hired as a consultant.
No.
I put his number on the phone there at the lodge. In fact, I think you know him. Tino Balducci?
Tino fucking Balducci.
Good luck, you guys, and keep me posted. Coming!
Tino Balducci.
Lol.
I'll get you a master key and leave it in your room. If you need anything else, I'll be in the basement.
Woo! Dinner is done. Welcome to Canada. Isn't that my closet?
This must be the key Ollie said he'd leave for me. And this must be a list of which guest is in what room. That'll come in handy.
Daily cleaning, pick up laundry bag at the front desk. Available at 5:45. Enter and clean only those rooms displaying the housekeeping sign. Make the bed. Remove the used towels and the washcloths. All rooms displaying the housekeeping sign must be clean no later than noon.
Skating pond maintenance. Oh, looks
okay.
like I'll be doing a little bit of everything while I'm here.
You sound so cheerful about that.
Report all avalanches to the Avalanche Patrol.
Well, I'm hoping that I didn't have to cook breakfast because it is currently past 9 a.m. So cool. Well, guess we better start, huh? First things first. My darling Elsa, remember how I told you I love you more than anything? Well, that was true, but what's even truer is that I'm going to love you forever. Sometimes thinking about forever makes me dizzy, like when I start thinking about the sky and how it doesn't stop at the moon or the sun or even the Milky Way, but just keeps going and going and going. Wow. Okay. This is intense.
Looks like Elsa was having major boyfriend problems.
Yeah. Possessive. And abusive. Asshole. Okay. That ain't cute at fucking all. Well, we have a number to call, I suppose. We'll come back to the computer when we're done doing people's rooms, I guess. Oops. Hi. No. There we go. Structural engineering textbook. Rudimentary geology. Large machinery safety protocols. There. Things. Shoot, I didn't actually turn that page, and not important. He's an asshole. Got it. All of the Wild by Jack London. Snowshoes. World Championship venue. That is a picture.
This must be where I drop the laundry bag after I'm done cleaning all the rooms.
That would indeed be where you drop the laundry bag after you're done cleaning all the rooms, like you just did. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna take a teeny tiny, super brief break, come back with a new drink, and I guess dessert probably, because someone made yummy looking bread, and I think I can have a piece if I ask. So I'm going to do that. Also, I have ice cream. I can have ice cream. I don't know why I didn't think of ice cream right away. I will be right back. If I can figure out which button it is. There it is. And we're back. Okay, sorry about that. Tiny little break needed. I also fucked with my hair, so now it looks, you know, the way I generally like it to look. At least a little bit more like that. And I brought ice cream. You can't have any because I'm streaming and I can't put it through the internet, unfortunately. This is also now the second ice cream that I had today. Because I did, in fact, have ice cream earlier for lunch. And it was a marvelous choice. Not ice cream for lunch, but I had ice cream at lunch, I guess is the better way to put it. I also let the game just kind of run, forgetting that time actually progresses in this. Let me do a teeny bit of backtracking in here because I am afraid I missed a lot of you. Hello, Digishell. Welcome back. We already had the sub anniversaries, actually, funny enough. So while you are welcome to throw yours, unfortunately, the possibility of doing a hype train has left the station. But it was an accident in relation to a bowl. I will not elaborate. Witchy, welcome. I'm so sorry you're not feeling well. Hopefully this will give you some level of dumb entertainment and comfort today. I haven't seen the Discord pics about the blanket. That's really cool. I don't know anything about how crochet or knitting works. I used to do little tiny bits of knitting and I didn't do it well. Yeah, so I needed to get a drink when I was at work today, and the convenience store that's near my job has a $5 credit limit. Like, you have to hit $5 before they'll process something as credit. So I needed something, and I had a particularly rough kind of time for my what's it called? Allergy shots today. Not that the shots themselves were bad, but just like the traffic coming back was awful. The receptionist took someone ahead of me who had like a very complicated question that took like 20 minutes to solve. I ended up checking into my appointment 5 minutes late, even though I was 10 minutes early because of it. It was just messy. So at that point, when I had the opportunity to have, they have like little mini Haagen-Dazs. Like, this is a big one, but they had little mini ones. And I got 2 little minis and a can of soda, and it was like the perfect amount. It was just over $5, and I'm like, perfect. I'll keep that in mind for the future. Noon to 1. All right, I just gotta keep that in mind. I don't know what we're looking at here, though.
Contents deleted. Wonder why.
Yeah, that is a little strange. Oh, do I really have to remember people's number? Oh, wait, that's right. So you can actually do. Carl Jenkins. Who is Carl Jenkins? Nope. Oh. Okay, right. Okay. Derek. Okay, nope. Five 555-2383. No one. Okay. Not sure what's going on there. There's a phone number. 2383. Yeah. Now someone's phone is ringing, thank God.
Hello?
Hi, Chantal. It's Nancy Drew.
You know who's behind the accidents?
Not quite yet.
Oh.
About Tino, I'm not totally comfortable with the idea of consulting with him on this case.
Why not? Two heads are always better than one, and I find him to be very knowledgeable and kinda charming.
Do you know what he did when we were on that train trip Laurie Gerard arranged?
He didn't go into a lot of detail, but he did say that that's all water under the bridge.
Sure.
Besides, I'm paying him, and I want to get my money's worth. So like it or not, you're going to consult with him. Understood?
Understood.
Good.
Gross.
I'd like to hear more about the accidents that have been happening around here.
The first thing that happened was the worst. The Faringdale family and Becky the cook all came down with food poisoning and had to be hospitalized. Somehow, the potato salad got contaminated, although Becky swears it wasn't because of anything she did. I cannot tell you how awful it was. All 5 people became violently ill at roughly the same time. But were they all in the same room? Of course not. They were spread out all over the lodge. Poor Elsa was cleaning for days. And the odor? Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Okay.
Then Carl
Let's move on.
went upstairs outside and broke his leg. Then Lou Talbot's window was broken. Then Elsa the maid's tires were slashed. Then the phone wires were cut. And then... Oh yeah, and then the Southwaites were almost overcome by fumes when gas started leaking into the sauna.
So, who's suing you?
No one yet. But my lawyers are afraid it's just a matter of time and are trying to figure out what preventative measures to take.
How come the entries for last year were deleted from the guest register?
They've been deleted?
That's what the computer says. Contents deleted.
Well, I didn't delete them. Freddie.
Ollie's daughter? Has she done other things like that?
No, but you
But-
know how kids are these days. Always hacking into computers.
Hack the
programming
planet.
to Spread viruses and steal passwords and blow up the world.
I
Yep.
think that's only in movies. Besides, pretty much all this person had to do was press the delete key.
I still say it was Freddie. Last week I called that Snow Princess game she's always playing idiotic. I think it hurt her feelings. But she'd just gotten done plastering me with snowballs. What'd she expect me to say? That felt great. Do it again?
Yeah, Chantal, this sounds... I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say. This sounds like a you issue. Just saying. And thank you for the subscription, DigiShell. Thank you for the resub. And thank you earlier, too, to both Ragnarok and Elliot for their resubs as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. My bad.
The guests that are in the lodge now, did any of them
Susie.
stay here last year?
Let's see. Lou Talbot stayed here last summer, but only very briefly. His car had broken down and he was waiting for a tow truck. Oh, and Yanni, he was here last winter. He and his trainer, they were checking out places to train. They didn't stay long either.
Okay.
Has anyone talked to you about the World Championship cross-country skiing competition that's going to be held somewhere?
And thank you again, Witchy Wanderer. Thank you so much.
I am not at liberty to discuss.
Oh, we're so close to another train. Oh, no.
Why do you say that? Why do you ask?
That would tend to make Icicle Creek Lodge a very desirable piece of real estate, wouldn't it?
If the championship is held nearby, which as far as I know, still hasn't been decided. You think someone's been causing these accidents to run me out of business so they can buy the lodge from me on the cheap?
It's a thought.
And a pretty nasty one at that.
I better get back to work.
Answers, Nancy. I need answers.
Hello, Beezus. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, have I played this one before? I don't know how many times I've played this one. I've lost count, is the best way to put it. A lot. I've played these a lot, is the best I can say. Yeah, I am obsessed with these games, and have made them a whole part of my personality in a positive way, I like to think. So, and I am going and ranking all of these this time. I've never done a ranking before, no matter how many times I've played these, both as a kid and, you know, as an adult, but I am ranking them now, and we're going to see how that goes. You know, I'm trying to be wide open. Because, like, for instance, the last game, Creature of Kapu Cave, that's always had a soft spot in my head. I've always been a little kind of predisposed towards it. I really liked it, and I don't really know why. And then after playing it this last week, it was like, oh, yeah, no, this game kind of sucks, actually. Uh-oh. So, like, there were major problems with that game, so...
Bone which Trapper Dan found near the lodge. He believed it came from a race of giants known as Rexes. The bone's not there. I wonder what happened to it.
We are playing Senior today. I always play Senior because I'm a masochist. It is part of my personality. He is correct. Badoo. Trapper Dan. Trapper Dan. Often entertained celebrities at the lodge, including Teddy Roosevelt, Lizzie Applegate, Frederick Banting, Ernest Hemingway, and Marie Curie. All right, sure. That makes sense.
Trapper Dan's needle.
Daniel Weisnitz, aka Trapper Dan. 1894, winter of 1921, when he vanished without a trace. 1934, the lodge was purchased by Abe Wentworth, who maintained it as a hunting lodge until Chantal Moikwe assumed ownership in 2006. Yeah, so that was my biggest complaint with it, actually, was that it was just like nothing but exposition at the end. And it was like, the best part was that Nancy, it was a Hardy Boys mystery that Nancy was also in. Right? But it was supposed to be a Nancy Drew game. She was not actually doing much to solve any particular mystery, and the mystery was never made clear until after the end. Like, it just is poorly written. Very poorly written.
Young and old alike have stayed at Icicle Creek Lodge throughout its 100-year history. Looks like some of the pictures are missing.
Indeed. I don't know which side is which. What's the problem? Oh, but you have to, that's right. That's a puzzle where you have to do each individual one in a particular order, I believe. All the people were admitted to the hospital. Potato salad. The wolf moment. Nothing amazingly... Ah, people.
Well, hello there. You must be the new maid Ollie told us about. I'm Bill Kessler. This guy's Lou Talbot.
Hey.
What's your name again?
Hey.
Nancy Drew. Just thought I'd come over and say hello.
Well, Lou here's a grad student. Art major, of all things. You're probably gonna need a jackhammer and some hydrochloric acid to clean his room, eh?
That's a little rough, isn't it?
Have you two been at the lodge for a while?
About a week, I guess. I checked in right after he did. We sat down after breakfast one morning and discovered that this fox and geese game is pretty darn fun. I've been whipping his tail ever since.
Is this the first time you've been to the lodge?
Yep, sure is. I came for the ice fishing. Of course, knowing there's a renegade wolf running around is kinda dampened my enthusiasm.
Ice fishing. Okay.
Have you seen the wolf?
Just heard it. Every night since I've been here, in fact. Gets creepier each time. They should get rid of it, and the sooner the better.
Fucking seashells.
There was wolves prowling around this place 40 years ago, and they shouldn't put up with them now.
What are you, Little Red Riding Hood? That wolf's not hurting anybody. People should just leave it alone.
You'll be singing a different tune when it has some little kid for breakfast, then has you for lunch.
Not gonna happen, dude.
Trust me.
What part of Canada are you from?
Chances are it eventually will, dude. Hey, I know what you can do. Shovel the snow off the skating pond so we can do some speed skating. Lou here thinks he's faster than me.
You're like ancient. Of course I'm faster than you.
You may have youth on your side, my friend, but I've been working construction since before you were born, which means I am more fit now than you will ever be. Get that pond shoveled so we can settle this, okay, kiddo?
Consider it done.
I don't like him. I forgot how much I don't like Bill Kessler. What a dickbag. For once, we can't read any of the books. I have exactly half an hour until I'm supposed to make lunch. So I don't want to... Okay, he's from Toronto. That makes sense. Okay. He's from basically like the New York City of Canada. And he's being like, oh, the wolf's gonna eat you. It's like, okay, dude. Okay. Listen, I may not be from like a truly rural community or anything like that. I'm from, originally an exurb in New Hampshire, so I'm not, and New Hampshire and all of New England is all kind of like a bunch of tiny towns really close to each other, so at the end of the day, you aren't really that far away from people anyway. But like, like just deal with it. When you deal with wildlife, you leave it alone. You leave it alone. It's not going to eat you, all right? The thing you have to worry about are wildcats eating your, like, small dogs and your house cats, because they will do that. They absolutely will do that. And also, you don't want your dog out when there's a skunk, for kind of obvious dumb reasons, and you don't want your dog out when there's a bear, because your dog might decide to fight the bear, and that's a problem. But, like... deer were a regular occurrence in my hometown. There weren't really many moose. We were a little too far south for moose, so we didn't really have to worry about that. Bears were definitely a thing. We had bears. And I don't think coyotes were much of a problem. But yeah, you had to worry about wildcats from time to time. My family, we never let our dog just go out and come back. Well, okay, we did for a while. We did with 2 of our dogs, but the current family dog, she's a little too anxious to go out alone, so... Okay, yeah, I mean, like, yes, Toronto is not really the New York City of Canada. I say that mostly because Toronto is a very popular filming location to stand in for New York City, because it's cheaper to film up there. And it is this kind of like sprawling, tall metropolis of very newish buildings. That's stupidly expensive to live in, but doesn't really have... I mean, unlike New York has culture. Zing. Sorry, I had to. I joke. I've never been to Toronto, and I'm sure Toronto is lovely, but yeah, Toronto is a city, hardcore city. So this guy is blowing out his ass something hardcore. And yes, Jesus, like, so that's an interesting thing that, like, both, yeah, and you point out, like, the Danger and Deception Island and White Wolf of Icicle Creek do the same kind of thing. They present, like, these different points of view, and kind of, like, every character kind of has a different aspect, you know. Lou Talbot over here is like, just leave it alone, it's not hurting anyone, like, who cares? Bill Kessler over here is like, you know, just kill it. You know, we didn't tolerate it back then, let's just kill it and deal with it, and just, you know, before it does someone harm. We'll meet them eventually, but there are two other characters, one who's like, save the wolf, don't touch it, it should be protected, like some kind of a deal, and then one more that's like, you know, if I don't mind the wolf as long as it's not in my way, and as soon as it's in my way, then it's a problem, kind of a deal. So basically mirroring the exact same four personalities and approaches that we saw in Danger on Deception Island. And honestly, mirroring some of the other really, really good games of the series already, like my personal favorite, Secret of the Scarlet Hand, where there are these very clear, like, opinions that people have on, like, this is how these artifacts should be treated, and this is how we should be dealing with them going forward. At least with that one, there is kind of a right option. I suppose there's kind of a right option with this too, you know, just going around killing animals because they're inconveniencing you is not really a good idea. I will say that this one has less of an argument than Danger on Deception Island did, because Danger on Deception Island was like the striking the balance between nature and people's livelihoods in an otherwise capitalist system. So whereas this one's more like, that wolf is a menace because I can't go skating or ice fishing. Like, okay, your vacation is ruined. Ooh, you know, I don't know. Anyway, basically, we're already setting up some good lessons here that we could learn. I do really love it when Nancy Drew games actually try to teach you stuff, so good on them for that. And yes, Digishell, that is a pretty bad Canadian accent, which is why I will make fun of every single time that he says a boot, in the most, like, stereotypically bad way. I am literally just waiting the 1 minute of in-game time until I go open those doors on my right, because the one thing that sucks about this game, that I do know sucks about it, is making sure you're back here to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because if you miss two of them, you get, like, fired, which is kind of stupid considering this was a thing that What's-Her-Face decided to just give you without paying you, so you're not getting paid for stuff. The amount of free labor that Nancy does in these games, far too much. Far too much. Okay, we've got burgers and quesadillas. Not gonna bother looking at that. One hamburger with 2 cheese, 2 lettuce, 1 pickle, 1 tomato. One hamburger with 2 cheese. We can't do it until it's done. And a quesadilla goes in here.
Order up.
Another burger. And another quesadilla. 2 cheese. I don't remember what happens next. 2 lettuce.
Order up.
Another quesadilla. Okay, just... And a quesadilla and okay. Burger.
Order up.
Order up. Okay. 2 lettuce, 1 pickle, 1 tomato. 2 lettuce. Ugh. 1 pickle, 1 tomato. Okay, we got all the food cooked. I have an extra hamburger for some reason. And 1 ketchup.
Order up.
2 cheese, 2 lettuce, 2 pickles. 2 cheese, 2 lettuce, 2 pickles. 1 tomato, mustard, ketchup. Hope you don't mind that I will flip it around.
Order up.
1 cheese, 1 lettuce, 2 pickles. 1 cheese, 1 lettuce, 2 pickles. 2 onion, 1 mustard, 1 ketchup. 2 onion, mustard, ketchup. Who's serving? Cool, done. We're just gonna ignore the fact that I made an extra hamburger. That was Nancy's. Nancy needs to eat. That's actually a funny thing. Nancy never eats. She doesn't eat in this game. This is a game where you have to make food 3 times a day, and Nancy doesn't eat anything. Does she not need food? Like, she just doesn't need food.
Need something?
I'm just trying to get the lay of the land, or the lay of the lodge in this case.
Well, this is my workshop. I'm building something that's gonna solve all our problems.
All our problems.
One that'll finish off that thing out there once and for all.
You think the wolf is causing the accidents?
Not a doubt in my mind. Everything was A-okay till it showed up and started howling.
Spooky.
It's bad luck. And something's protecting it. Something unnatural.
Unnatural.
How do you say that?
Yesterday I went looking for it. I tracked it and finally found it, sitting across the creek, not 20 yards away from me, just staring at me. So I raised my rifle, drew a bead, and fired. Easiest shot I've ever taken in my life. And I missed. So I fired again, and I missed, and then I missed again, and all the while it just sat there staring until finally it just stood up, walked toward the brush just as calm as could be, and disappeared.
I don't know
Like that, and I just
about you,
There's something real weird about that wolf, and I ain't gonna
but
rest till I get rid of it. So maybe we should just...
I think Ollie just sucks at shooting.
My little girl yet?
No, but you mentioned that her name is Freddie?
Yep. Spends most of her time outside.
I think he just needs to get good.
Just sits out there waiting for somebody to go by so she can pick a snowball fight with him. I keep asking her how she manages to stay warm all day, but she won't tell me. Says she's got a secret weapon. Yeah, she's something.
Okay, sure. The Nancy Drew game's influencing your food desires. Now you want a quesadilla, just wait until the Italian episode, the Italian game, the one that takes place in Venice. Just wait. I did not know Game Grumps did an animation of this. To be fair, I don't really watch a ton of YouTube content that's outside of like the couple of creators I watch. I started watching the Dimension 20 Questing Queens episode though. That pretty great. Pretty awesome. Happy to see Jujubee on there making Boston jokes. So and yes, this man really was like, he very confidently is just like, I can't shoot for shit in front of me, and then tried to blame it on some supernatural bullshit because, you know, he's such a man.
How long have you worked for Chantal?
About 1.5 years. I was her first hire, best hire too. I could run this place single-handed if I had to, just like I'm doing now.
The first time I talked to Chantal, she mentioned you used to be a rancher. Do you miss ranching?
Yeah, a little. Tough life, though. Owned my own spread about 15 years ago. Well, bank owned most of it. And after 2 bad winters and 1 bone-dry summer, the bank owned all of it. But I've learned a whole lot since then. I could make it work now. Just need to find the right property, get my hands on enough cash to make a down payment, that's all.
Single-handed, I know, right? Nancy's the one that's running this thing, but remember, this is a man. And to a man, things like cooking and cleaning, those aren't important. That's not what he's there for. Just saying. I will have to take a look at it, Pizzas. Thank you. Thank you for pointing it out. I would not have known otherwise, honestly.
Does your wife, Freddie's mom, does she live here too?
She died.
Summer she does, but in the winter she goes south. See, she's got this health condition that makes her real sensitive to cold. Freddie'd like to go with her, but until Chantal stops putting off giving me that raise she promised me, Sending Freddy south, too, is out of the question.
How do you explain what happened to Carl Jenkins, the former guest who slipped on the stairs and broke his leg?
Can't explain it. 1 minute those stairs...
Her mother's a goose.
Next minute, you slip with those stairs.
I mean, we are in Canada. That sounds about right.
Could a broken pipe or something have been to blame?
This place hasn't had so much as a leaky faucet since I came aboard. I keep everything screwed down tight and running right. You
How
ask-
dare you intimate that my plumbing skills are anything less than stellar?
It wasn't nothing I did. No, sir. No, sir.
That's all the questions.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
This is so invigorating.
No, sir.
No.
Is something wrong?
You are what is wrong.
Wow.
Said there would be no more guests to make noise at all hours and disturb my training. Yet what stands before me? A new guest.
No, I'm not a guest. I'm Nancy Drew, the new maid, and the new cook.
Forgive me. Allow me to start over.
Asshole.
Yanni Vokstaya. I am here to train for the Eastern European Cross Country Championship. I spend my days doing interval work, drills, and isometric exercises. I follow a strict...
Painstakingly.
The best coaches...
Thank you for the follow, Beezus. Thank you so much.
Under no circumstances are you to use your key to let anyone into my room. My competitors are constantly spying on me, trying to steal my techniques.
Okay, Iron Curtain. Let's get this over with. That's what I'm gonna call him, Iron Curtain, from here on out. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Have a great night. I hope you do well. And yeah, I'll be excited to see what you think next time. Have a good night.
I understand.
No, what you must understand is this.
Everyone is out to get me.
So much as out of place in my room, you can expect a visit from me, and it will not be a pleasant one.
Sir, that is called a threat. In the United States, oh wait, we're not in the United States. In Canada, we don't do that. Shit. I know what I'm doing. Still, this is not fucking... I don't even know where Fredonia is supposed to be. It's Eastern European, I know that much, so... Yeah, we'll just say Belarus. Alright. Post-Soviet dictatorship.
Have you ever seen the wolf while you were out training?
No, for which I'm very grateful. In my country, in Fredonia, it is said that the gaze of the wolf will make you go blind.
Okay.
Really?
They are creatures of infinite evil. And
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Okay.
I hear that a major cross-country skiing competition may be held in this area in a couple of years.
This is very true. It will rival the Olympics.
Really? Will it?
I also hear that you can be pretty imaginative when it comes to gaining an edge on your
That's a word.
competition.
My competitors will stop at nothing to defeat me. I am forced to seek out and exploit every possible advantage open to me. I take no pride in some of the things I've done to bring victory to my country, but I have no choice.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Sure.
It's been a pleasure.
This man uses that rifle to shoot people. That's what he's saying. He shoots people on the course. Like, biathlon, schmiathlon. He just shoots people. Okay, so is there a reason I cannot call 555-2383? Shit. Damn it. You know what? Fine. Let's just get this out of the way. We don't want to do it. Hi, Tino.
Hey, Nancy! I was wondering when your number there was gonna show up on caller ID. This is Tino Balducci. Remember me? From that last train to Blue Moon Canyon we went on?
He said the thing.
Find that long-lost treasure.
No, you didn't.
Sure, helped is the right word, Mr. Balducci.
Please, call me Tino.
In fact, Tino, I'm a little surprised you're still in law enforcement, considering some of the unethical, if not illegal, stunts you pulled back then.
Nancy is not mincing words.
History. Water under the bridge. So, looks like we're gonna be working together on this sabotage.
Through gritted teeth.
Looks like.
Well, you'll be happy to know that I'm working on something that'll pretty much crack this case wide open. But in the meantime,
I'm sure.
what can I do you for?
I'm curious, how do you know Chantal?
Friend of a friend heard about all the problems she was having up there and immediately figured she could use my crime-solving expertise. So I gave her a call, we had lunch, we hit it off, and bingo. I got myself a new client.
How many clients do you have?
I have enough. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you go spreading yourself too thin in this business, and the next thing you know, crime out the wazoo.
This is the only client you have, isn't it? Okay.
That does it for now.
Don't be a stranger.
I would prefer to. Don't be a stranger. Fuck off.
This is the sheriff's office. Nobody's in the office right now, so you can either hang up and call back, or wait for the beep and leave us a message. Your choice.
I don't need to leave a message.
The best part is she said that after the beep, which means that she left a message that literally just says, I don't need to leave a message. Just saying. You know. So, outside, I guess?
I better not follow this trail until I know for sure where it goes.
To the skating point.
Guess I better get this pond shoveled off.
Okay. Okay. This is Minesweeper. Boop. Okay. I hate Minesweeper. So bad at it. It's like inevitably at some point I will fuck up. I should not have done that, but I did it anyway. Okay, I'm gonna say we've got one here. Since I've got 3 right there too, that's gonna be 1. But that will not be 1. Neither will that. Oh wait, we're not done with these. So those have 0, so we can just keep going. These still all have just one within this radius, so I think that spot's clear. And I think that means it's there. Let's just go toward the cones. Yeah, I know, right? Listen, I set up the course special for you. Lou, you go away from the cones. Bill, go toward the cones. Trust me. I'm a professional. Okay, so this one has to be empty because this one that's the one that's right there. The one, quote unquote, you know. Same with these. These are done. Fuck, come back. Okay. Doing good. Doing okay. Okay. Got some more good stuff here. This one says there's 3, so that means they have to be 1, 2, 3. This one says there's 2 in here, so one of these 2 spots has got one. This one says there's 1. It's not terribly helpful in this moment. This one says 2 as well. There's the 2 already in there, so that's fine. Woo! That is 4. And that makes sense. This says 1, which means that's also empty. That says 3, so there's 1 there. That means that isn't circled. Okay. Cool. This one also says 1, so it's okay. But because that's 3, there are 2 there. Okay. Means that one's empty. Okay. Those 2 are fine. This one says there's 4. That's a lot. This one says there's 2, 1. Okay, so there's 1 here. Okay. Oh, I also need to... If there's 2... this spot, and there's that right there. Don't do that though. That's not safe. Also, that's fine. We need 1 in this whole area, so... Whoop. But there's 2 in this area right here, which means there's another one right here. These ones are all set. I know how to count, it's fine. I'm doing remarkably well for me and Minesweeper. Like, I cannot tell you how much I hate this game because of how bad I am at Minesweeper. Not the game, Nancy, but Minesweeper, the game. This one is 3, and all 3 of those there. Boop, boop, boop. The only way that works. That means that's done. Okay. Likewise, that's done. This says 2, so that is also done. That says 3, that's done. This says 2, and it's there, so... Cool. There are 4 spaces and 2 cones. We are so close. This says 4, that means one of these 2. This one has 1, okay. This one has 2, which means there's 1 right here. And then we should be good. Okay. How does this one work, though? That one says 2. That means that that one has to be empty.
That ought to do it. Wait a sec.
Fuck yeah.
Those look like wolf tracks. Maybe I should find out where they go.
Sure. You know, it's only the middle of the Canadian wilderness in wintertime, but sure, Nancy.
That must be Trapper Dan's needle. What's this doing here? Strange. It's halfway in and halfway out. This thing must open up somehow.
Curious. Oh yeah, just keep following the tracks, I guess. Chicken Ridge. Ooh!
Sounded like an explosion. What's that noise?
That's bad news, honey.
Oh no!
Rip Nancy. Rip Nancy.
I'm buried in snow. I've got to dig myself out before I run out of air. I'll never make it. I can barely breathe. Someone's up there. Help! I'm down here! Right under you! Can you hear me? Help! I can't breathe! Heard you. Oh, good.
Ooh!
Easy. It's okay.
Hi, puppy.
I'm not real happy about the situation either.
Bye then.
It's gone, but thanks to that hole it dug, I can breathe again. Now if I can just pull myself out. I'm not going out there again. Too dangerous.
Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Just, you know, getting caught in an avalanche explosion. Speaking of.
A fossil. Cool.
Not gonna talk about
I
the...
wonder what kind of rocks those are.
The boom? Ah, ski tracks. Well, got buried in an avalanche. Still not dead.
Warm again.
That's pretty good, all things considered. We gotta call the avalanche patrol.
Avalanche Patrol, what's your location?
I'm calling from the Icicle Creek Lodge, but I wanted to report an avalanche at Chicken Ridge.
Anyone injured or trapped?
Not anymore.
Well, thanks for the heads up. Hey, wait a minute. You know Ollie Randall?
The handyman here at the lodge?
He's also on the patrol. Do me a favor and tell him that the explosives training in Calgary has been postponed till next month.
Explosives training?
Sometimes the patrol has to use explosives to bring down unstable snow. Yearly training sessions are mandatory. Ollie'll know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell him.
Appreciate it.
One more thing. Have any of you guys been setting off explosives anywhere near the Icicle Creek Lodge recently?
Nope, sure haven't.
Well, thanks.
Okay. Well, thanks. Can we call the sheriff now? Because crime? Excuse me.
This is the sheriff's office. Nobody's in the office right now, so you can either hang up and call back or wait for the beep and
Leave us a message. Your choice.
Might as well leave a message. Hi, Sheriff. It's Nancy Drew. Nothing urgent. I'm just kind of checking in, so if I don't hear from
Nothing urgent.
later. Bye.
Someone setting off bombs around Icicle Lodge. No big deal.
Hello?
Hi, Chantal. It's Nancy again.
So, have you cracked the case, as Tino likes to say?
Still working on it.
Oh,
Did you know that some photos are missing from the display case in the lobby?
really? Last I looked, they were all there. I think.
The caption for them says something like, "Young and old have stayed at Icicle Creek Lodge."
I can't remember what they were pictures of, and I sure don't know why they'd be missing.
That bone Trapper Dan found is missing from its case, too.
First the accidents, now someone's stealing from me? Nancy, you've got to find out what's going on there. If you don't, I'll never be able to convince my dad I'm not a loser. Ever.
That's the worst thing. Your dad thinks you're a loser. This woman has daddy
Is
issues.
it true that you promised Ollie a raise, but you haven't given it to him yet?
He told you that? I can't believe it.
Meaning...
Okay, I mentioned to Ollie once that I thought he maybe deserved a raise, and now every time I turn around, he's all like, "Where's the raise you promised me? Where's the raise you promised me?" Doesn't he realize I have a few other things to think about right now? I swear, sometimes that crabby little whiner drives me nuts.
Crabby little whiner. Honey, you're looking for free labor from me, and then you're withholding salary increases to your staff. You're a shitty person. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you here. Like, is this gonna be the game of terrible people again? Like, that's not what came up.
Nancy, I am glad to see you.
Are you all right? You seem upset.
You must listen. I was outside skiing very fast, as usual, and suddenly...
As usual.
Snow, dirt, rocks, everything flying into the air right in front of me. There is a mad bomber on the loose.
Did you see anyone?
I saw no one, not before, not after. My competitors bombed the bunkhouse thinking I would be so frightened that I would abandon my training and leave. Only I wasn't frightened. So now they are trying to bomb me.
I don't think that's... I don't think that's what's happening here.
We're in the middle
Just
of
saying.
nowhere. Just where do you think these people are hanging out?
They can operate anywhere in the world, under all conditions. It would not surprise me if someone right here in the lodge is right now under their employ. But to them, I say, pa! They do not scare me. I am the best cross-country skier in the world. I will neutralize their petty threats with my excellent strength, skill, and speed. I am sorry. Enough about my problems. Did you want something?
Okay, Iron Curtain.
You're busy, so I'll let you go.
It has been a pleasure.
Just okay. Have a good night, Witchy. Thanks for joining, and I hope you feel better soon.
What you need.
The Avalanche Patrol asked me to tell you that the explosives training session in Calgary has been postponed till next month.
Well, hallelujah. I didn't really want to go anywhere until I finished off that wolf. Now I won't have to.
I think you were right about the wolf not being normal.
Course I'm right. Dang, I just remembered. Patrol wants me to keep an eye on Skookum Ridge for the next couple of weeks. Here. There's the key to the snowmobile. Take it out to Skookum Ridge and see if there's been an avalanche.
You want me to check it out?
Seat it so you don't have to worry about the cold. Make sure you call the patrol and give them a report when you're done. You can handle that, can't you?
You bet.
Good.
Okay. This feels... okay.
Two more things. That Bill Kessler guy's getting bored being the only one around here doing any ice fishing. He wants competition. So if he says anything to you, just remember that Chantal wants you to keep the guests we got happy. Other thing is...
Me.
It's on its way.
Okay.
You think it's cold now? Just wait. Gotta be real careful anytime you're outside. So, we done here?
Have you ever seen
We done here.
Dan's Needle?
Course.
Fuck off.
Do you know if there's a way to get into it?
Don't know, don't really care. Maybe something in that display up in the lobby will tell you what you want to know.
That's all.
No one seems to care that I was buried in an avalanche, like, a few moments ago. No one seems to care. Not that they have to care, but also, like... Ooh, he's gone. When do... I need to remember to call Ned from time to time. Just saying. Fucking Ned. Don't forget to call Ned. 6 p.m. I got 3 hours. Alright, fine, Ned.
Hello?
Hi, Ned. It's Nancy.
Hey, Nance. I couldn't tell it was you because you're not calling from your cell phone.
No coverage out here. I'm in the middle of the Canadian Rockies, remember?
Oh, I haven't forgotten. Everything okay?
Well, as a matter of fact, just as I got here, the bunkhouse blew
Time
up.
for a recap.
Yikes. So there was another act of sabotage?
No one seems to be concerned about that.
The sheriff is running some tests, and I haven't taken a really good look at the crime scene yet.
Nothing like...
Oh, right, we gotta do that, don't we?
Sorry. Couldn't resist.
Bum. You're so funny, Ned.
A lone wolf has been hanging out around the lodge lately.
A wolf? That's kind of cool.
No, what's cool is that it dug me out of an avalanche and saved my life.
There we go.
Why would a wolf do that?
I don't know. Yet.
So, you've got a wolf hanging around that acts like Lassie. What else?
Bad news. Chantal is insisting that if I need help, I get it from this police consultant she hired. A guy named Tino Balducci.
Tino Balducci? Not that cop who-
That's the one.
That's the one.
Someone introduced them and he charmed her into hiring him. And now I have to get all my hints from him.
Well, I'm sure he'll be very helpful. Not as helpful as, say, I would have been, of course, but very helpful.
Yanni Volkstaya, the cross-country skier? Someone threw a bomb at him while he was out on the slopes training.
Is that what happened? We're still...
Grenade or something?
I guess. I heard the explosion myself.
Why would someone do that?
From what I've read, Yanni is a pretty ruthless competitor. He's probably made a lot of enemies. In fact, he's convinced that his competitors are the ones who blew up the bunkhouse. He thinks they were trying to intimidate him.
And what do you think?
I think he's just being paranoid. Someone may be using explosives around here, but I really don't think they're doing it just to get rid of Yanni Volkstaya.
Then why are they using them?
That I intend to find out.
Good idea.
Hello, Basic Becky. Welcome. Why would someone do that? Probably to blow them up. I know, right? It's just... I mean... It's moments like this that her Interactive's historical desire to create dangerous situations, but remove the, shall I say, particular malice of murder or attempted murder from said dangerous situations becomes very stark to me. It's like you can see they're struggling with it because they want to create a situation where you're like, someone is super desperate and really wants, you know, to scare people away for some reason, and we don't know what that reason is or why they're trying to do it. And like, the subtext here is they're willing to kill for it, but they can't say that because this is a game meant for kids. And you're like, But like, okay, all right. I mean, when I was younger, I mean, this is maybe because I don't know, maybe this messed me up as a kid. I don't know. I'm definitely one of those like, you know, not true crime podcast people because I hate true crime actually, but I'm definitely one of those like murder mystery people. Like, I loved murder mysteries as a kid. Watched CSI like literally. It was like sometimes Nickelodeon wouldn't work on our TV because the cable company decided we couldn't have that. And so when I wasn't watching SpongeBob, I was watching CSI. Don't know what else to say there.
The guy who built Icicle Creek Lodge also built this weird concrete pyramid thing nearby that everyone calls Trapper Dan's Needle.
What's it for?
No one knows, but there was a piece of black nylon-type fabric sticking out of it. Like there's a door in it and someone had snagged their clothes on it on their way in.
So you think there's a door, but you can't see one?
Right.
Well, just keep poking around. If something's got a front door, it usually has a back door, too.
You know, that's totally fair and valid. I will say unsolved mysteries aren't my thing, and I will also say that my particular bag, like the type of murder mystery that I gravitate most toward, tends to be like period mysteries, like historical period mysteries. So Agatha Christie's my favorite person on the planet. So many different reasons. And I mean, yeah, I guess when she was writing those, they weren't period pieces. They were they were modern. They were of the time that they were written. But now they're always adapted like their period, and I love that. I think I hate this trend as a librarian. I think it's stupid. But they're now starting to call those like cozy mysteries or something like that, right? I think that's stupid, but you know, that's just me.
Ollie's on the avalanche patrol, which means he knows.
I don't think there's anything cozy about murder, but
he's got the temperament for it. I can guarantee you that. What I'm not sure about is why he'd be the mad.
Right. What the fuck is cozy about this? Like, what's cozy?
What's stopping him?
No property and no cash. Which reminds me, Chantal hasn't gotten around to giving him the raise she promised him. He seemed a tad bitter about that.
Maybe he figures if he wreaks enough havoc around there, Chantal will shut down the lodge and sell it to him for next to nothing. Not only will he get property, he'll get revenge.
You really think she'd sell the lodge to Ollie?
Of course not, but if Ollie thinks that, he could easily be your guy.
Like, sit down, read, and then there were none, and tell me that that's a cozy mystery. Like, a serial killer who invites a bunch of serial killers to an island and systematically kills each one of them in increasingly horrific and themed ways as punishment for their crimes that they managed to get out of the regular justice system for, and in the process causing deep emotional terror to each one, which you, the reader, get to witness as they slowly descend into paranoia and madness over the fact that they realize that each individual person is being killed and they are next. Cozy. It's cozy. You know, you just curl up next to a fire and read it with a blanket on. And don't think too much about the fact you're in a dark room. You know, cozy. I mean, yeah, no, I could definitely see like cozy mysteries being kind of Murder, She Wrote. That's fair. Like, yeah, like you could definitely, I think you could definitely make that argument that it's like, you know, a little tongue in cheek. There's a little bit of humor in there and everything.
Got that?
Got it.
And you can just kind of like, you know, tune in, tune out. It's kind of, it's cute. It's fun. I'll go with that. I can say with that. Murder on the Orient Express. Exactly. There's another one. Like, you know, I don't think I'm, see, on the one hand, I'm sitting here being like, I don't want to spoil things, but on the other hand, it's not exactly a new game.
Who goes there?
Nancy.
This bitch.
Nancy Drew shall not pass unless and until she proves herself worthy.
And how does she do that?
By hitting the Snow Princess 10 times. Snowballs only, no ice balls.
What are ice balls?
Snowballs made of ice. If you get hit with one, it can knock you out. So don't throw it or I'll tell my dad.
You must be Ollie's daughter, Freddie.
I am the Snow Princess. Prepare to defend yourself.
Just hitting this kid in the face.
You have defeated
Just
the Snow Princess.
bodied. Absolutely fucking bodied. Fuck you, kid.
The face from a clock, it's all melted. Part of the timing device that was used to trigger the bomb that blew up the bunkhouse, maybe?
No prisoners. Hit kids in the face with snowballs. Yeah, that's what I say. Is this the correct way? No, it isn't. It isn't. I'm very smart.
It is really, really cold out here.
Yeah, shouldn't have done that.
A nice fishing shack. A nice warm one at that.
Yeah, I came out here and that was not a smart move. I mean, like, yeah, with the end, like the ending of Murder, She Wrote. Murder on the Orient Express, like the entire purpose of it being, I was to say, if she makes me fight her again, we're gonna have problems.
I feel warmer already.
Do I have time to do this thing? I don't think I do. Let me do this. Hold on. I told you that, like, the time mechanics in this game are rough. Let's go make dinner.
No need to go in there till it's time to cook.
Is it not time to cook? I thought it was at 6. Did I just waste time? 6 p.m. Okay, I guess I just clicked on it 1 minute too early. There we go. Salad time. Salmons and salads. 1 salmon. 2 salmon. 4 salmon. 1. Okay, yeah, just a bunch of salmon.
It's locked.
Yeah, I did that wrong. Nope. Think everyone else is good. Okay, so salad with it's a lot of stuff. Okay, hold on. Let's just make some salads up ahead of time. Wait, egg yellow. Okay, yeah. 1 3 1 2 1 3 1 2 1 2 3 2. Nope. 1 2 3 2. That's a lot of salad. Okay.
Order up.
That's done.
Order up.
1 2 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 3 4 1 1 3 4 1.
Order up.
These salads are something. 2 2 2 1 2 2 2 1 1. There you go. 1 1 2 2 1 1 2 2.
Order up.
1 3 2 2 1 3 2 2 2 2 2 2 2, right? 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. All right. 1122. 1 1 2 2 2231 2 2 3 1, and we are done. Cool. Yeah, right. It's 5:59 p.m. Can't get dinner started. Dinner starts at 6. Can't start it early. Not allowed.
The chance to talk once again. There is something I must explain.
Is there? Do you have to? By all means.
About wolves. It is because my grandmother was killed by wolves. Killed and devoured.
Okay.
Wow.
How? Nancy, skeptic.
Her mother, my grandmother, was on her way back from the village on her motor scooter, which was and still is the only means of transportation most Fredonians can afford.
Post-Soviet, we know.
And the sun had just set, and it was dark, very cold. There were thousands of wolves in the countryside that winter. At night they would roam in huge, hungry packs. My grandmother was halfway home when she came upon a young man waving from the side of the road for her to stop. He too had been on a scooter, but his had broken down, and wolves were gathering all around him, preparing to attack. My grandmother, of course, stopped, and he leapt on behind her, and they took off down the road with the wolves, dozens of them, chasing after them. But with 2 people riding it, her scooter was slow, much too slow, and the wolves soon caught up with them. And when one of the wolves seized my grandmother's boot in its teeth and started to pull, instead of helping her, the man pushed her off the bike. It instantly gained speed and he got away. My grandmother, set upon by the wolves, did not.
Uh-huh. Fascinating.
If she died, how do you know that's what happened?
Tormented by guilt, the young man eventually confessed. He went to prison for several years, and the wolves were hunted year-round until the countryside was rid of them. But the damage was done. And so, I'm happy to talk to you about any subject except wolves. About them, I have nothing to say.
Okay. You clearly have some things you need to work out. I think instead of skiing, you might try therapy? Just saying.
Busy, so I'll let you go.
You're busy. Okay.
Check out Skookum Ridge.
Not yet.
What else do you want?
What else do you want? Fuck off.
See you later.
Listen, I know it's just fucking got this asshole over there, this asshole over here, the asshole upstairs. So far, Lou Talbot's not an asshole, but I'm sure he'll find a way to make me upset at him for some reason. I haven't met Guadalupe yet. And then, of course, Tina Balducci is just... exists. I think you can... Oops. No. Turn into thing. There we go. Let me just set my time late. I think you can... There she is.
Well, who are you?
I'm Elsa's replacement.
Oh, the new maid, thank goodness! I was wondering how much longer the owner expected us to endure these conditions and still pay full price.
How long has Elsa been gone?
2 days, I think. Maybe even 3. I don't know. It's all a blur of dirt and dust and soap residue. My name is Guadalupe Comillo. My friends call me Lupe.
My name is Nancy Drew.
2 things, dear. First, the alarm clock is missing from my room. I don't necessarily need another one. I just don't want to be charged for that one. Seeing
Interesting.
As I have no idea where it went to. Second, be a doll and clean my room first. It'll hardly take you any time at all, especially compared to the other rooms. The other guests are all men. Single men.
She's not wrong.
I'm happy to report that I've already cleaned your room.
Excellent.
Single men. Truth, though. Truth, though. You want... You want to order coffee? I cannot talk to you about coffee. It reminds me of what happened to my great-grandfather. Like, there was a time that he was working to grow a coffee plant, and the coffee plant gained sentience and ate him. And so I do not think about coffee. Yeah, like, I should come up with these things. Like, you're totally right. We should just come up with these things. I don't know how often I'm going to use it in the library. I have plenty of stories from working in a library enough. That's good enough. Like when someone came up and asked me if they could have the batteries out of the clock, that was still one of my favorite patron requests. I mean, we also had someone who was very drunk come in and ask where the books were. You know, they came into the library and they asked, where are the books? But they were very obviously drunk, and I just kind of pointed behind me and was like, they're back there. And they're like, okay. And then they left. As they were leaving the doors, they just pumped both fists in the air and were like, I stole all the books. And I'm like, hey, buddy, you have a good one. Good night.
What are you looking at through the binoculars?
Birds. I'm watching birds.
It's 10 o'clock at night, honey.
I am, you see, a bird watcher. Sometimes I go outside and watch, and sometimes I stay inside. It all depends on what the birds feel like doing and what I feel like doing.
The birds.
To Icicle Creek Lodge, the birding?
Absolutely. The place is a veritable birding paradise, even in winter. In fact, in the short time I've been here, I've seen hawks, eagles, orioles, cardinals, jays, nothing truly rare. But to a wildlife lover such as myself, seeing them in such a spectacular setting is thrilling nonetheless.
She seems like she's about ready to spill some tea, so I'm going to ask her about the other guests. Like,
The other guests?
spill it.
I bumped into them at one time or another, yes. I don't spend all my time in front of this window. That Yanni fellow, he's very talented, but extremely intense. His whole life revolves around being the best in the world. As for the two who are always sitting across the way playing that silly game, the older man, Bill Kessler, he's no deep thinker, but he's nice enough. But the other
Is he?
college student? Talking to him is like trying to converse with a giant turnip. No social graces whatsoever. I almost prefer talking to the handyman. Almost. Anyone that intent on destroying something as glorious as that wolf is hardly worth talking to.
Have you ever seen the wolf that's been hanging out around here?
No. Not that I'm looking for it, of course. Yanni...
Thank you for clipping that around the rock. Mwah.
Occasionally. But I've yet to see the wolf. Have you seen it?
I know, right? She's like, no social graces whatsoever, but did you hear? Like, honey, hold on.
Yeah, up close and personal, as a matter of fact.
How did it act? Was it aggressive? Did it look injured?
Actually, I think it may have saved my life.
Really? Of course, its behavior does suggest that it's had contact with humans before. Have you told anyone else what you just told me?
No.
Good. Don't. You see, I'd like to see this wolf for myself, and I don't want everyone else going after it and scaring it away. And there's no telling what that trigger-happy handyman might do. So it'll just be our little secret, all right?
I mean, I can tell you what the trigger-happy handyman might do. By his own admission, he's gonna miss because he fucking sucks at shooting. So yeah, that's what the trigger-happy handyman's gonna do. He's just gonna miss because he's a bad shot. Thank you for the follow, Basic Becky. Thank you very much. I'm getting some follows and stuff tonight. Oh, I can't remember how I'm supposed to. Okay. It's available after 5:45, and breakfast is served at 7 till 8:15. So let's set my alarm for 7, because that's enough time to get up, do all the chores and shit. Also, Nancy doesn't use any towels, it seems. Just doesn't need food, doesn't need towels, just exists like a gremlin. Ugh, damn it. There we go. Do 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 do. I keep going the wrong way. I'm a maid. Man, these beds are messy. Capital M. No, except for this guy. Good for you. Ah, it's the art student. Eesh, everyone else needs to learn how to make a bed. I mean, so far he's the one guy who I haven't fucking hated yet, so... You know, there's that. Alright, breakfast time. Let's get this out of the way. Then we can actually do some mystery stuff, maybe? Ooh, look, ham. 1 French toast, 2 Canadian bacon. Oh. 1 French toast. That's done. That's basically what I would order too. An omelet with 2 spinach, 1 cheese. How do I do this? I forget how to do. Hold on. Okay, you just add it to the mixture. That's right. Okay, 2 spinach. So 0, 2, 1, 2, 3. 0, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. Yes. Egg. 0, 2, 1, 2, 3, and cook. And that's good. Okay. 1 French toast, 3 Canadian bacon.
Order.
And an omelet. That's a lot of bacon. With 1 of everything. Is it easy? Green peppers, olives, and bacon in an omelet. Interesting combination. Don't know that I agree, but okay.
Order up.
Okay. Omelet with... And what's in the omelet? 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. Cook. 2 French toast, 1 Canadian bacon. Ooh. Don't burn. Don't burn. Don't burn!
Order up. Order up.
3 French toast and 1 Canadian bacon. Shit. Just waiting on you. There we go. Boop. So I can't talk about having omelets at all because I hate eggs. So I'm not the one to ask about it, but I can just say that the idea of mixing black olives, green peppers, and bacon in a single dish sounds wrong to me on a deep level. There is the... There it is. Vroom vroom. I love bacon. I just hate eggs. It's driving time. Woo! It's like a slightly more high stakes version of... Oh, fuck. Oh, look at the little snowman. Slightly more high stakes version of, Fuck! I'm a good driver! That game. Fucking Christ, what am I hitting? hitting some fucking trees, apparently. Oh, here's Skookum Ridge.
Buried, so I guess there hasn't been an avalanche.
Okay. That's it. Don't crash again. Yeah, don't crash. Alright. I'm gonna go. Fuck! Immediately hit something. Imagine if I had to go fast right now. Like, I am trying real hard. Fuck! To go slowly. Okay. No! I'm so good at this. Don't take my license away. This. Oh. Fuck. Ooh, okay, alright, we're good. We're good. It's okay. I'm fine. Secret of the Old Clock. The words I wanted were Secret of the Old Clock. It's like Secret of the Old Clock, but off-roading.
I feel warmer already.
Okay, can I talk to people now, or are they not awake yet? They're still not awake. Okay, let's fast forward to, like, I don't know, 10 a.m. maybe, and see if we can... I mean, the thing is, we know they're awake because they're not in their rooms, and we served them breakfast, but they're not around, so... Okay. Oh, don't worry, Nancy will show off all of the snow skills in this game, like... Save for skiing, I think. She doesn't do any skiing in this game.
Hey, excellent job on the snow shoveling, eh? We had ourselves one fine time out there because of you, especially Lou here.
I beat him 5 times.
By the slimmest of margins. Which is why now he's too chicken to go mano a mano with me out there in the ice fishing shack.
Oh.
Shooting's my thing, dude. Besides, it's animal cruelty.
Everyone here is measuring their dicks.
You ever been ice fishing?
Do you all know that Nancy Drew has the largest dick of all of you? Like, it's a strap-on, and she can make it whatever fucking size she wants. So I think I need to stop here. I think I might be venturing a little too far into Twitch be mad at me territory or something. I don't know the new thingamabobs. Like, I don't understand.
No, but I've always...
how it works.
Excellent. Here's the deal.
You're supposed to put up, like, content warnings, and I'm like, listen, I just want to hit a button that says, like, adults only. Not so much to ask.
Now, it's a bit of a hike out to the lake, but the shack is solar heated, so it's nice and warm inside. So what do you say, kiddo? You game?
Anything to make you guests happy.
Atta girl.
I am just getting the joke you made about Trapper Dan's Needle. I didn't get it before. I didn't get it before. How did I not get it before? Oh my god. Damn it. So mad at myself. Basically, Becky, yes, there was a way to do it where you would just set it as like a mature stream. I think they got rid of that. Now you have to set like specific warnings to say like there are sexual themes in the stream, or there are, you know, excessive profanity, which I'm sitting here being like, listen, my mouth is excessive profanity. I don't understand what you want from me. Let me double check this though. I might be wrong. No. Channel. Social links, right. You remember when I never filled this out? That's about the brand. The brand. Schedule, featured content. Okay, stream events, that's not it. Moderation is not going to be where I want to be. Probably. Yep, it is not. Okay. No. Community? No. Somewhere in here. I swear I'm good at Twitch. I know what I'm doing. Alright, let me double check the... Okay, so content classification, I already have significant profanity or vulgarity on. Okay. But yeah, I cannot set that. I can set other content labels though. It's not a mature rated game, and it won't actually let you click mature rated game unless the game you are playing is mature, which since this one is not. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this does not focus on sexual themes though, but violent graphic depictions also fine. So yeah, no, it's okay. I see. Yeah, I figure out how to make sure. I was not sure that those settings continued from the last time I streamed. That's why I was confused. Yeah, no, I really did not get the halfway in, halfway out thing. I thought you were just confused about the fact that there was something that was sticking out of the needle that was halfway in and halfway out, which that's, you know, a particular kink that I'm not into, but, you know, some people like sounding.
Are you by any chance related to Rolf Kessler, the guy who used to build carousels around the turn of the last century?
No.
Nancy Drew After Dark. I mean, it's not wrong. Not wrong. So I have to go fight this man's record or something. Is that this way?
Stop!
You cannot pass until you've proven yourself in battle. I hit you in the face, kid.
The Snow Princess around.
Get bodied, kid. Is Icicle Lake where I need to go? I think it is. I hope it is. Yeah.
Really?
Seriously, this child will continue.
Oh my gosh. It looks like someone came in here and just wrecked everything, including the fishing gear. So much for catching a 2-foot northern pike.
Womp womp. Aw, too bad.
Left behind by whoever trashed this place, maybe? 202-555-7237. That's a U.S. phone number.
I believe 202 is... Is that... Yeah, that's Washington, D.C. Saying. Very nice of them to leave a clue behind, I know, right? So convenient.
I can't fish without a hook and line.
Well, another pointless walk to Icicle or Lake. Lake? Yeah.
I'm starting to get really cold.
Nancy, you'll be fine. I like how I take the long way around the lodge. I go around the 3 sides.
Me a note.
A note? Ah, it's a red paper with white text. How did they do that? Is that paint? You're gonna die. I really like playing snowball fights with you, but I am afraid you won't want to play with me anymore. If you play with me and win, I'll give you my top secret way I can stay out of the cold for so long, Freddy. Oh, okay. That's actually not you're gonna die. Most of the time when someone writes a note on red paper with white ink to Nancy, it's usually, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I hate to tell you this, but someone wrecked all the fishing gear that was in the fishing shack.
What? You're kidding. So my gear's ruined?
Completely. So much for our little fishing contest.
Wait a minute. Ollie ice fishes. Go ask him for a hook and line, and don't take no for an answer.
I'll see you two later, okay?
You're not concerned about your personal property at all?
What's up?
So you go to...
God, I didn't really talk to him, did I?
Yep. University of California at Brea.
How are the prospects of an art student at the University of California at Brea?
What kind of degree are you working on?
Master of Fine Arts.
Ah, an MFA. Here we go. What you gonna do with it?
What are you going to do with a Master of Fine Arts degree?
What is this, like the Spanish Inquisition?
Hey, give her a break. She's just trying to make pleasant conversation.
Oh, right. What am I gonna do with an MFA degree? I don't know. See, I create works of art by manipulating naturally occurring geophysical substances like dirt. Sometimes I just use my
Like
hands.
dirt?
Most of the time, heavy machinery is involved.
Heavy machinery?
Nobody
Why?
understands my art.
Nobody understands my art.
To be great is to be misunderstood. FYI, Ralph Waldo Emerson said that.
Oh my god, I fucking hate him. Nobody understands my art. Yeah, that's why you're at UC Brea. Instead of, like any of the other art schools. Just saying. You're going for an MF... No, okay, I can't be... Here's the thing. I can't be an elitist. I went to 2 state schools and then a private school. And the private school was the worst time of the 3 schools that I went to. Getting my... But at the same time, I think I can speak to some level of... with some level of expertise about academia and the arts, given that 2 of those degrees are in music performance, and I work for one of the most prestigious music schools in the world. And I did that with 2 degrees from public schools. So public schools are still great. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure this fictional UC Brea, because I don't think that's an actual thing. It is not. Yeah, that's not a thing. But at the same time, going for Masters of Fine Art. There are very few reasons you go for a master's in an art field. And because no one understands my art, and you're not looking to teach, buddy, I think you just suck at art. I just don't know what to tell you there. You might just suck. I mean, I went for a master's in performance, in music performance, classical performance, and I am not playing actively. Because especially that experience of going for my graduate degree was what tipped me off and was like, oh yeah, by the way, I don't think I want to play professionally as a career. I like teaching, but I don't like it enough to make it my career either. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And then I ended up in libraries, so it worked out okay. But like, woof. Hello, Dreamy. Hello. Welcome. I'm sorry work was rough, but thank you for joining and tuning in. I mean, honestly, do you want a job as a teacher in anything these days? I mean, I'm a librarian, and I cannot tell you how many times people have asked me, like, what do you think about all these, like, book bans and everything? And I'm like, listen, I'm glad I'm not a public librarian. I'm an academic librarian. If someone tries to come for me and what my content is, I can just say, fuck you, you don't pay my salary. Unless it's one of the trustees, I guess. But, like, academia is a really, really, really liberal space, thank God. And by liberal, I mean it's still very capitalist, so we're not talking like socialist over here where I am, but it is at least very socially liberal in the way that I, as a trans person and as a gay man, are not at risk of anything. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, to be fair, teaching at like a high school, at least for I can't speak for all the arts, but at least for performance arts, teaching at the high school kind of level, public school level, versus teaching at like higher education level, very, very different things. And that's where I was looking, was the higher education stuff to begin with, because I could never teach band. I could never do that. I could never teach that many kids at once. I did not want classrooms. That was my whole thing. I didn't want classrooms. And then I ended up with classrooms as a librarian anyway. So here we go. But I didn't want to teach classrooms in music. I didn't want to have to teach like 10 kids how to play flute and then like 15 kids how to play clarinet and stuff like that. I was an oboist and I wanted to teach people how to play oboe. So I wanted to do like one-on-one lecturer, you know, instructor kind of a thing. And the best places to do that tend to be at colleges. You know, I was certainly never going to get to the point where I was going to be invited to those top tier institutions like the one that I work at. You generally have to be like a top tier player and performer in the first place to get that kind of a thing. But I was kind of thinking I might be able to eke out something. I was also considering going for a doctorate. So glad I didn't. God, I'm so glad I didn't. That's really good. That's really good. Like, I'm glad that your public library is holding out here on this, because like, seriously, I cannot tell you how incredibly left-wing librarians are as a group, like as a whole. When I went to the Music Library Association conference earlier this year, like half of everyone there is gay or queer of some kind, like half, easily half. And then if you're not, you were supporting that. You're like a hard, full-throated ally. And in the true sense of the word ally, too. They're fucking great. Librarians are amazing. Support your librarians.
Is this your first time at the lodge?
Yep. My car broke down on my way to Lake Louise last summer. Pulled in here to wait for the tow truck and figured it'd be a cool place to visit during the winter, so here I am.
So, you like to snowshoe?
I like doing stuff outside. Snowshoeing's about all I can afford.
Snowshoeing is all you can afford. Why are you visiting Canada? Like, you are traveling internationally. Snowshoeing is all you can afford. You know there's snow in California, right? Like, California has a part of the Rocky Mountains, which we're currently in. You could have just vacationed there. Also, you're from Brea. That's in northern Orange County. Like, it's much easier for you to get to a snowy place in California or Colorado than it is to get to Alberta. So why are you spending your money on Canada? Just saying. Ugh, God. See, you know, that's the thing. Libraries will absolutely do that for you. If you want something and you tell them that you want something, they will get it for you. And I love that fact about them. Like, they will do their best to get it for you. Whether that means that they're going to order it and actually purchase it for the library, or whether they're going to order it from another, using a system called interlibrary loan from another library. And a lot of these places will do that for totally free. Public libraries, it's a little more complicated. Bigger public libraries will often do interlibrary loans for free. Smaller public libraries, there might be a small fee involved. We won't get into that unless you actually need it, but I'm really glad that they got that for you. That's really cool. That's really great. Yeah, interlibrary loan is awesome. I love it. I truly love it. I was spoiled at my last employer because I was a very large university, major university, that was able to get interlibrary loans very, very quickly. And now I'm at a very small college that does not. So, yeah, so, I mean, I don't know that I have great advice for you on that front, Basic Becky. Like, I cannot say that I'm in a great position debt-wise, but I'm in a pretty decent one. I have about $85,000 in student loan debt, the majority of which came from my second master's degree in library and information science, which was very much required for me to get the job that I currently have. That is a massive amount, and it is not great. I am on an income-driven repayment plan, and after 10 years of payments, because I work for a 501c3 organization, which the majority of universities and colleges in the United States are, whether they are public or not, because it is a 501c3, it is considered for the Public Service Student Loan Forgiveness Program. So after 10 years of payments on an income-driven repayment plan, I will have those balances completely eliminated, which is nice. I think I have like 5 more years of payment before my undergraduate loans are gone, and that'll knock off about $30,000 or 25, somewhere around there. That larger chunk, unfortunately, because my second master's was from a private institution, it cost me a lot more to go there. It was the only one in the entirety of New England at the time that had stable and regular sort of look for accreditation of the program. And so while it sucked, it's also a good thing that I went there and not somewhere else. And I don't know. It was complicated. I'm not completely regretting that I went, but at the same time, I kind of wish I had found something cheaper or done something to not have so much. But again, 10 years of payments. With the income-driven repayment plan that I'm on, it is capped at 10% of my discretionary income, which is good. And I think that's going to be changing, actually, with the new plan that the administration is putting out. So that's kind of nice too. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, Ragnarok, your former employer, definitely is the one that made me have that balance. Woo, they gave me a really big scholarship too. That's the worst part. They gave me a big scholarship and I still racked up like 60,000. And that's it. And I've heard of people that have much higher costs for grad degrees. So I will call that a win. It is absolutely ridiculous, Basic Becky. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. And it's especially ridiculous given that you know, and it was I knew this, but like having it articulated in such a way, so you know, specifically really nailed it home for me recently is that, you know, any time that the concept of student loan forgiveness comes up, you know, there's this pile of people that come out of the woodwork being like, well, I should get, if you get student loan forgiveness, then I should get credit card loan forgiveness. I should get my house mortgage forgiveness. The thing, credit cards notwithstanding, because that's, you know, its own particular thing. A line of credit is not the same as taking out a loan, but you know, other loans, if you're taking out a car loan, if you're taking out a house loan, if you're taking out even just a regular loan, the terms of that loan agreement are made so very clear at the beginning that you know exactly how much money you're going to be paying in interest over the course of the life of the loan, and you're going to know exactly how much your payments are and when they will end. You do not have those things with student loans. Student loans are the only type of loan where they cannot predict how long it will take you to pay it off, and it will just continue to capitalize interest on itself to the point where you can pay it off and still owe the same amount or more as time goes on. The funny thing with how this, even my loans are set up, like with the interest rate that's on there, I will not reduce my loans except for the loan forgiveness program. There's no way for me to pay that off with the salary that I make. It's just, I can't pay that amount of money to actually pay it down. And so, yeah, my loans won't, I'm not at the breaking point where my loans will actually increase as time goes on, I don't think. It will stay about the same, but that's still atrocious. It should not be the case. So, you know, again, another change that I know the Biden administration is making, which is very good change. Now, if you are meeting your minimum payments, the remainder of your interest will be paid. So no loan will grow from this point forward. If you're meeting those minimum payments, even if those minimum payments are 0, your interest will just be forgiven immediately and not capitalize. It's a band-aid. It's not a solution, but it's at least a band-aid, which is more that we've been getting for years. So now that we're all, you know, sufficiently happy.
Is it a hard sport to learn?
You don't learn how to snowshoe. If you need to get through snow that's too deep to walk through, you slap on some snowshoes and you just do it.
I mean, I am perhaps the worst person to talk about this kind of thing because, again, my salary is directly derived from an expensive private institution, which, you know, my job and my job security is very much reliant on people paying that at some point. But yeah, I'm definitely in the higher education. Public school, higher education from public schools should be free, period. Private schools are another thing. If you want the private school prestige or the particular programs that private schools offer, then sure, pay for it though. That's fine. But like, if you go to a university of state or something state university, that should be free. I wholly agree. Especially if bachelor's degrees are required for entry-level jobs. We shouldn't be putting our like young workers into debt to do basic parts of the economy and participation from the get-go. It's just bullshit. God, I hate capitalism so much.
What do you think about all the weird things that have been happening around here?
I think they're kind of cool. Accidents make life colorful, you know?
You wouldn't be saying that if you were the one who'd slipped on those ice-covered stairs or eaten that bad potato salad or had those 4 flat tires.
Hey, I had that broken window.
Broken window?
I went snowshoeing on like the 3rd day I was here, and when I got back, the window in my room was broken. Glass was all over the place.
Yeah,
Was
seriously.
it missing from your room?
Nah, it wasn't a burglary. It was like the window just decided to break. I mean, there was no rock on the floor.
It just decided to break.
It was the wolf. Tried to jump up into your room, but didn't quite make it.
That's bogus, dude. My room's on the 2nd floor, and besides, wolves don't do stuff like that.
Hey, that wolf does a lot of stuff wolves aren't supposed to do. That's why it needs to be hunted down.
It's just doing its thing, man. Get off its case. Anyway, my window broke and nobody knows.
I mean, seriously, I'm so tired of the boomers being like, you know, I put myself through college on a minimum wage salary and you should just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And I'm like,
Skis of his are like rockets, man.
you know,
Zippy zoom.
dude, how fucking high are you at this moment, dude? Like, how high is this guy? But they're like, I put myself through college. You just need to get a job. Bitch, I had jobs through college and I still racked up that much debt. I had a full-time job when I was going to school for my library degree and I racked up $60,000 in debt. So fuck off. Oh God. Yeah, I can imagine. That's awful. I'm lucky that, again, I work in academia and pretty much everyone that I work with completely recognizes the problems in it. We're just not the ones that make the decisions. So, you know.
Do you ever hear explosions?
Yeah, and they freak me out. It doesn't take a very big sound to trigger an avalanche. And when you're out there by yourself, nothing will ruin your day faster than a couple of tons of snow roaring your way at 100 miles an hour.
Tell me about it. I'll catch you later.
Rock and roll.
Okay, now unfortunately it is now past 11 o'clock, which means that I do need to stop. As awful as that is, I spend too long talking about student loans and saying I have no good advice. Honestly, the only good advice that I might have is like community college if you can. You know, if you can make some part-time classes work, if you can pay for it out of pocket, if you can find enough scholarship to cover it, you know. I mean, yeah, U.S. federal minimum wage hasn't increased at all, and I should know too, because I remember when I think if I just hit this button, I just close. Yes, I was right. It's a good thing that I did that. like, so what was I saying? The federal minimum wage, right? So I'm originally from New Hampshire. New Hampshire's minimum wage is actually lower than the federal minimum wage, which means that, you know, the minimum wage in New Hampshire is set to the federal. My first job as a teenager there was actually just above minimum wage. Minimum wage is federal minimum wage $7.25. I was making $8.25. It was a whole $1 an hour extra because luckily I worked for a pretty decent company that's actually kind of good. You know, hell yeah, fucking Market Basket. We love Market Basket. They're good. Which to this day, Market Basket is the only business. I think I'm trying to remember the strike that happened in Market Basket, because there was a strike many years ago at this point. It was when I was in college. There was a strike with Market Basket over the ownership of the company and the Dumoulis family, and the workers kind of went out on strike on their own without a union. They were not unionized. They did not have any organization. They just walked out. And it was actually because they were protesting the, so I'm going to just call it a hostile takeover by one member of the family over another. It was literally like, we support this boss, not that boss, not like, we want higher wages, we want better working conditions. It was literally like, we like this guy, we don't like this guy. It was kind of great. That's right. It was after undergrad. Okay, Dumoulis versus Dumoulis. Yeah. RDT versus RDS, no less. What a complicated mess of a family and a company. But like working wise, Market Basket's great. And honestly, as a grocery store, they're great too. I'm kind of sad that the closest one is kind of a ways out. And therefore it's kind of hard for me to get to. I really do miss Market Basket. But anyway, my first job was at Market Basket, and I was making $8.25 an hour, which was above minimum wage at the time. It was a big deal. And again, this was, you know, 2008, I think is when I started, somewhere around there, 2008, 2009. And it hasn't changed. Still $7.25. Kind of stupid. Luckily, the businesses in southern New Hampshire, at the very least, do not pay minimum wage anymore, because no one can live there on minimum wage. No one can live there. No one can survive on minimum wage. And there aren't enough teenagers to fill that void. So, yeah, they pay now. They pay something close to 15, I think, which is still not enough, but at least better. It's more than double minimum wage as it is, so. Ugh. I mean, no, I get it. I get it. Teaching is hard right now. Teaching is awful right now. Even if you can get a job, like, what is that even going to entail? Especially when you get whole parents' rights advocates deciding that they're going to ruin your fucking day because you know, had the gall to suggest that maybe we shouldn't have enslaved black people, or, you know, whatever Florida has decided is not okay to teach at this point, because who fucking knows? This is dumb. Anyway, yes, it was wonderful meeting all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do need to actually wrap it up and leave, as much as I want to keep talking, but I have to get up and go to work, sadly. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for coming. I will be streaming more Wolf of Icicle Creek, White Wolf of Icicle Creek, on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern again. So please do join for that. It'd be absolutely wonderful. I know I said meeting you all. I really just kind of meant meeting you, Basic Becky. I'm sorry. But nonetheless, you know, and well, I mean, I guess when I said you all, I was thinking back of I was thinking back a little ways as well with Beezus as well. So brain was remembering people who aren't here. Anyway, so thank you again for joining, and I hope to see you all on Thursday when I stream again. I'm gonna do my quick little spiel now. I'm going to start by thanking my subscribers, all 4 of you. Thank you so much. And thank you for your support. Thank you for continuing to support this channel the way that you do. If you are able to support this channel and you'd like to, you can hit that subscribe button down below. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you actually get 1 free subscription. And if you are so inclined, you can give it to me and give me some of Jeff Bezos' money. But if not, I completely understand. There are other streamers out there that derive their entire income from this kind of a thing. I do not. This is just kind of fun, and I do it mostly for fun. But nonetheless, I thank my subscribers deeply from the bottom of my heart for the support that you give. I do also want to thank my followers as well. Thank you for the support that you're able to give. If you hit that follow button, you do get notified when I go live. If you want notifications ahead of time, you can also follow me at BOSTrophyWife on Instagram, at BOSTrophyWife on Twitter. And now, if you are on Blue Sky, I am at BostonTrophyWife.bsky.social. Not going to bother putting that in there right now. I need to put that in the description down below. But I do have a Blue Sky now, and I am using it, and I'm trying to like actively use it. What's on Twitter and what's on Blue Sky are not actually completely one-to-one, but I am posting all my stream announcements on all 3 platforms. I'm also on Facebook too, if you know me on Facebook, but Facebook, it's weird. The most up-to-date things, however, are going to happen over here on the Discord. So the link is right here in the chat. You can click on that link and you'll be invited to my Discord channel. It's a nice, comfortable little community. We just chat about different things. I've just opened a new recipe sharing channel, which is kind of neat. We do have some nice like emotional support and kind of event space that's there. We do a lot of memes and meme stuff about the games we're playing or games we have played, or even just dumb memes in general. I was making memes about... I said Twitter. X. It's X now. It's fucking Twitter. Who cares? No one's gonna call it X. Just like no one calls Facebook Meta and no one calls Google Alphabet. So whatever. But the whole X rebrand thing, I was making fun of that earlier. But it's also a place where we talk about games that we have played, games we are playing, and games we are going to play. So it's a great place for you to suggest games if you have any that you'd like to see me play, and also weigh in when I do things like polls. So definitely check that out if you're at all interested. I do also have a stream archive over at BOSTrophyWife on YouTube, so if you check that out, you can see all of the streams that I've done all the way to the beginning of my streaming career when I started with the Dance Studio series, and you can check those out there if you are so inclined. And I have recently gotten rid of my Ko-fi. I mean, I guess I haven't closed it or anything, but I have stopped linking to it necessarily because I am actually actively running a GoFundMe campaign. The link is right there. I am having surgery in October. I almost said November. I'm having surgery in October, and I'm just trying to help make sure that the expenses are fully covered and like things go as smoothly as possible. We've already exceeded 2/3 of my goal. I'm absolutely floored. There's only like $550 left to hit my goal. I started this last week, honestly, because I thought it was going to take months to put this together, but in fact it really only took a week to get all this money, and I am now officially like able to do some preparation stuff ahead of time and make sure that those are totally covered without worrying about it. It's really, really kind of super heartwarming and great. So thank you to everyone who has already contributed. Thank you to everyone who's shared. That still means a lot as well. And feel free to contribute if you can, share if you can as well. That would all be truly, truly wonderful. So that is the end of our stream. Have a great night, everyone. I hope you all have a good night, a restful sleep, and I will hope to see you again on Thursday for the rest of White Wolf of Icicle Creek, unless I get sidetracked and start talking again, in which case we might not finish in 2 streams. It's happened before, and it will happen again, almost certainly. So anyway, thank you everyone, have a great night, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.